Part 1. The man you pretend to be. Somewhere inside you, right now, is a man who's been dead for years, and yet you keep dressing him up in your own name and sending him out to face the entire world every single day. The man in the mirror smiling back at you every single morning isn't real anymore. He's a mask stitched together from every time you quietly chose comfort over hard, honest truth. You call him nice. You call him easygoing and laid back. But underneath all of that, he's simply terrified of being disliked, terrified of ever being fully and truly seen. Every unnecessary apology you gave away, every quiet yes that actually meant no deep down, you fed that fragile, borrowed identity a little more life with each single one. He isn't protecting you from anything anymore, no matter what story he tells you at night. He's the exact reason you're still standing in the same place you stood 5 years ago. This isn't some soft, comfortable metaphor built for the weak-minded to feel better about themselves. This is surgery. You cannot build a new man on top of a corpse wearing your name. Self-help culture told you, over and over, to love yourself exactly as you are. Nobody ever told you that some versions of yourself were simply never meant to survive this long. You don't need more motivation, another quote, or another video to watch tonight. You need a funeral for the version of you who negotiates with his own weakness every single morning. The man you are always meant to become is already standing quietly on the other side of this death, waiting. He's just been buried under years and years of chosen comfort. Today isn't about adding another habit to a long list you'll eventually abandon anyway. Today, you finally pick up the shovel. Part 1 ends where the real work quietly begins. Part 2, the autopsy. Before you can kill something, you have to know exactly what it actually is. So let's open them up together and look closely and honestly at everything that's inside. Organ 1. The desperate need to be liked by everyone. It has quietly steered nearly every major decision you've made since you were a small, unsure, frightened child. Organ 2. Comfort addiction. It convinced you, slowly and patiently over years, that safety and real happiness were the same exact thing. They were never the same thing at all. Organ 3. The victim story. The comfortable version where the world simply did this to you, so you never once had to actually do anything difficult yourself. Organ 4. Procrastination, which was never actually laziness. It's fear wearing a clever disguise, always promising that tomorrow will somehow feel less afraid than today. Organ 5. The fear of judgment. It kept you completely silent in rooms where your honest voice could have changed everything about the entire direction of your life. None of these organs are evil or shameful. They kept a younger, weaker version of you alive when you needed it most. That version simply doesn't live here anymore. The real problem isn't that you have these parts inside you. The problem is you built your entire identity into a shrine dedicated to protecting them forever. You don't fix a corpse. You don't polish it, dress it up nicely, or give a motivational pep talk. You study it carefully and honestly, then you finally bury it for good. The autopsy is finally complete. You now know exactly what has to die inside you. Part 3 isn't about understanding anymore. It's entirely about action. Part 3, the execution. Understanding exactly what must die means absolutely nothing without the will to actually kill it. Knowledge without real, decisive action is just expensive decoration. The execution starts with a single choice, made today. You stop negotiating with the parts of you that only exist to keep you small, comfortable, and safe. Burn the old routines that quietly protected your comfort for years. Burn the friendships that only exist to keep you exactly where you already are right now. This will not feel like victory, no matter what anyone tells you. Killing a part of yourself, even a weak part, feels like grief, because in every real sense it is. Let it feel like grief. Grief only means it was real to you. You don't mourn things that never actually mattered to the man you used to spend your life being. The old version of you will not go quietly into the night. It will whisper that this is too extreme, that you're overreacting, that comfort was actually fine all along. Every craving to return to the old, familiar identity is proof the execution is actually working. Comfort only fights this hard when it senses it's truly dying. There's no gentle, comfortable way to do this difficult work. You do not talk your weakness into quiet retirement. You and its authority over you completely, starting now. This is the exact moment most men quietly turn back. Right here, inside the discomfort, mistaking the pain of real change for a sign that they went wrong. You do not turn back now, no matter how loud the old voice gets. Part 3 ends with the fire still burning and the old version of you finally, completely silent. Part 4, the silence after. Nobody ever warns you about what comes after the killing is finished. Silence. Vast, uncomfortable silence where your entire old identity used to confidently stand. You're no longer who you were, and you're not yet who you're slowly becoming. This uncomfortable middle space is where most men panic and quietly run backward. The silence feels exactly like failure, but it is not failure at all. It is the necessary, uncomfortable pause between the demolition and the slow reconstruction. Your brain will scream and beg for the old comfort back, because comfort is efficient, and this strange new space costs far more energy than it's used to spending. This is precisely where discipline replaces motivation, because nothing here feels inspiring at all. It only feels like standing completely alone in the dark. Every man who ever built something real and lasting walked through this exact silence. Not the exciting highlight reel part, but the boring, doubtful middle stretch. You will be tempted, more than once, to fill this silence by quietly rebuilding the old mask, because at least that old mask came with clear, familiar instructions. Don't fill it in. Let it stay uncomfortable for as long as it needs to. The silence is doing quiet work on you that no amount of noise ever truly could. Somewhere inside this long silence, without ever noticing exactly when it happened, you stop missing the old identity completely. That's precisely how you know it worked. Part 4 ends here, in the deep quiet. Part 5 is where you finally start building something real out of everything you've spent this time clearing away. Part 5, forging the new man. You don't build a brand new identity with a single speech or a burst of motivation. You build it with 5 a.m. mornings that nobody claps for and nobody even sees. Every single rep, every cold shower, every small promise kept to yourself is another hammer strike, forging real proof that this new man is actually truly real. Confidence was never a feeling you sit around and wait for. It's a byproduct built slowly from 1,000 small moments where you refuse to quit on yourself. Nobody is coming to verify or applaud your transformation for you. You have to become your own harshest judge and, eventually, your own proudest quiet witness. Pick the specific version of discipline that scares you slightly every time. If it doesn't scare you even a little, it isn't rebuilding anything real inside you. Pain was never the enemy of this entire process. Pain is the raw material itself. Every version of you worth becoming was forged directly and completely inside it. This new identity isn't loud, and it never announces itself proudly on social media for strangers to see. It shows up quietly and simply refuses to ever break. You know it's finally working when doing the hard thing stops requiring a pep talk beforehand and starts requiring nothing at all. Just quiet, ordinary habit. This new man isn't perfect, and he never will be completely. He's just no longer negotiating with weakness the way the old one used to every single day of his life. Part 5 ends here, mid-forge, because this part of your life never really finishes completely. Part 6 is about what it means to finally hold the shape. Part 6, the man who cannot go back. There's a specific quiet moment when you realize you truly can't go back. Not because you're trapped somehow, but because the old familiar door is simply gone. The comfortable version of you doesn't miss you at all anymore. He's gone completely in for good. What's left standing here now finally deserves to carry your name. People from your old life will notice the real change in you before you fully believe it yourself. Let their quiet confusion be the proof that all of it worked. You're not who you were 6 long months ago, and you were never supposed to stay that way. That man served his exact purpose, and he's finally at rest now. This isn't the true end of the work, not even close. New, weaker versions of you will try, quietly, to be born again the moment you get comfortable all over again. The identity death was never a single event you complete once. It's a discipline you return to every single time comfort tries to quietly rewrite your story. You now carry 2 things wherever you go: the memory of exactly who you killed, and the proof that you're fully capable of killing whatever comes for you next. Whoever you're pretending to be right now, watching this exact video, you already know which parts of you need to die. You've honestly known for years. Stop waiting around for permission or motivation to magically arrive. The only thing separate. This is where the video quietly ends and your real work actually begins. Go kill who you were. Somebody far better is already waiting patiently to be built.